And welcome to Novera Headache Center's website. I'm Dr. Taves. Now, if you found us through a Google search and you were just looking for a headache center near me, or how do I get rid of these headaches, and you landed here, I'm happy you're here. If you saw us on an advertisement and maybe I described these symptoms you're dealing with, I'm so glad you're here because this is going to be life-changing, potentially life-changing for you. If you found us through the podcast and I was speaking about things and you just thought, yes, this makes so much sense, and you're ready to take the next step. Or maybe you heard about us through word of mouth. However you landed on this website, we're glad that you're here. And let me break down a little bit about who we are and what we do. And I want to make sure that this is a good fit for you. First off, we are a physical therapy owned and run headache center. We're one of maybe only a few in the country. I'm actually not aware of a specific center that functions the way we do. And so we have people that travel from around the country, even around the globe, to come see us. We work with people from all over the world virtually. Headaches and migraines are a big problem. Now, one of the questions a lot of people have when they're looking for relief is, have you helped someone like me? Now, I don't know your specific situation, but the odds are we have seen someone like you. And we have what's called a free discovery visit. You can do that virtually or in person. And we start with most people, we start with that visit because we want to hear your story. In a busy healthcare world where you don't have enough time to sit and feel like the doctors don't listen, we give you a half an hour just to ensure that you're a good fit and to make sure that if we move forward with this process, you're going to get the value out of it and you're going to accomplish your goals that you want to accomplish. Now, if you're brand new to this and you have no idea what we do, I'll break that down for you just a little bit. I would encourage you to listen to the Headache Doctor podcast. You can click the link on the top of the website here, but I will give you a little snapshot of our philosophy behind headaches and migraines. You see, we have a three-spoke framework. The first spoke in that framework is we want to actually find the source of pain. You see, the body doesn't necessarily just manifest pain out of nowhere, so we want to understand where this pain is coming from. For most people, they're dealing with a neck issue, and maybe the jaw and shoulders are involved as well. So think of yourself if you have shoulder tension, neck tension, jaw tension that connects to your headache or migraine. Most people that we see have that connection and it intuitively makes sense. Now, there's probably about 40% of people where they don't. They come to us and they say, I don't really feel like I have a neck problem, and that's okay because this problem is overlooked. You may not have even had a provider acknowledge that this could be coming from your neck. You see, as physical therapists, we want the neck to move properly. So if you look at this neck model, we're looking at the back of the head, top part of the neck. You should see this nodding motion, okay, between the head and the first bone. The first bone's shaped like a donut. It sits on that thumb-like structure, and we should see this rotation through there. So a lot of our mobility comes from the upper part of the neck. Now, everyone we see can still turn their head and nod, so it's not as if losing motion in those areas means you can't move. You might feel a little tight or restricted, but what happens is when we lose movement in that area, there's a pain signal. There's a lot of irritation that builds up and a pain signal that gets sent, and it refers pain into our head and our face. Now, if you want me to go more in depth, I would encourage you to listen to the Headache Doctor podcast, as there's almost 200 episodes. They're about 20 to 30 minutes long each, and I go into a lot more depth about the why behind headaches and migraines. Now, I talked about our three-spoke framework. The second spoke is we want to understand what would be a barrier going through our process. What would be a barrier for you getting better? So one barrier might be airway. If you're clenching or grinding at night, if you cock your head back, just trying to compensate by thrusting your jaw forward, which opens up your airway because you can't necessarily breathe through your nose. That's a pattern we see that can increase tension, and we want to address that. Maybe we refer out to another provider, or it's something we look for that could be a barrier for you getting better. Something else might be hypermobility, someone that has a lot of instability through their neck or shoulders. We want to be aware of that and cater to that in our plan of care. But there's things that developmentally someone might have that prevents them from maybe progressing in this linear fashion. And so we want to be aware of the developmental things that someone might have as a barrier. So that's the number 2. That's the second spoke in our framework. Number 3 is systemically. So maybe you have triggers like food triggers, hormonal triggers, barometric pressure changing, all these different things that people are confused by, and they think, well, this is the source of what's happening. It's a barometric pressure issue, or it's my hormones, or it's my gut. It's my gut health. Now, those things all play into your body's threshold. Now, if you have if your gut is not able to handle certain foods, if you have allergies to certain foods, and that causes inflammation through your system, your threshold's going to drop, and it's not going to be as capable of drowning out this pain signal or dealing with a neck issue. Same is true for hormones. As estrogen levels fluctuate, your threshold can drop, which means you're more susceptible to feeling this neck problem. There's all sorts of different things, whether it's stress, hormones, barometric pressure, diet, and a whole slew of others that we'd put in the trigger category that impact your body's threshold for what you can tolerate. So again, just to summarize, the first is the pain. That's where we focus. We want to address the actual source of pain, because generally the body doesn't just make stuff up. There's something that is wrong that we can fix. We want to find that. Number two, we want to look for any developmental barrier for you finding progress, and then either refer you out to the right provider or incorporate into our plan of care. And number three, we want to understand systemically what might be impacting your threshold. And again, we can refer out to the right provider or maybe provide some education in that category. So we're physical therapists. We focus on movement, but our mission is to help anyone. If you have any type of head or facial pain and you have not found the solution you're looking for, like I said, we want to make sure you're a good fit. Start with this free discovery visit, either virtual or in person. You can book that on our website. Just click the book now, go to our online scheduler, or you can call the office and talk to our Director of Patient Experience, and they can get you set up. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for spending the time to listen to this video so that you orient yourself with who we are. And we're thankful that you have decided or will decide to be a part of our mission and move us forward so that people with headaches and migraines don't have to continue to struggle and feel hopeless, stuck on this medication cycle. We want you to break free and feel like you can live your life the way that you want and thrive in everything you do. Thanks so much.